Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the new Milani Keep It Clean Longwear Lip Color Remover. Okay, first off, why do you maybe need this product? Do you enjoy wearing liquid lipsticks? I love my liquid lipsticks. If you don't wear liquid lipsticks, you probably don't need this product because that's what it's mainly for. If you wear liquid lipsticks, then you may know, if you've tried a lot of different brands, that they don't always wear the same. It varies from brand to brand. But some products, I love them so much that even if they don't wear evenly, which that's kind of a hard thing to do amongst liquid lipsticks, sometimes as the day goes on, maybe you've eaten something and you look at yourself in the mirror and you see that the lipstick has come off in certain areas and is still on in others. Not a pretty look. So the only way to fix that is, no, this is not a regular lipstick, so you're not going to apply more and fill in the blanks. That's not going to work. You have to take off what you have and start over. This is not easily accomplished because these things are meant to last a long time, and they will look really good until you eat something. So you can't just take a napkin or a tissue and just wipe off what's there because it's not going to move. It's meant to be long lasting. So here's where the lip color remover comes in. You're going to just throw this in your purse and keep it there. And you might even want one for your home and one in your purse. And you're just going to take a little bit of this lip color remover and massage it into your lips. Take a tissue and just wipe it, and whatever is left will easily come off with no effort on your part. But really, that's the most convenient thing to do. I mean, if you're home, then you can just take some olive oil or something that's a little more natural and a little better for you. Any kind of oil, olive oil, coconut oil, whatever you cook with, whatever you happen to have in the house, and that will do the same thing, and then you won't be putting synthetic ingredients on your body and ingesting them to a certain extent, because anything you put on your mouth, some of it will end up in your system. So anyways, this is more of a convenience type thing. So I like to keep a tube of lip color remover in my purse at all times. That way, if I'm out somewhere, if I'm having lunch with somebody, I won't look all crazy afterwards. And you know, you can very quickly and subtly take a little bit of this, massage it in, just wipe it with a tissue or even your napkin from the restaurant, and then just reapply your lipstick, unless you're one of those people that doesn't like to apply lipstick in a public place or at the dinner table or whatever. It doesn't faze me because my mom has always done that. As soon as she finishes eating, if we go out for lunch, she'll just reapply her lipstick and no biggie. So I guess that's why I don't mind doing it. But that's what I'll do. I'll just fix it right then and there, and then I'm ready to go. I'm off and ready to go to wherever it is that we're going. So this used to be a very rare product. The first brand that I remember coming out with it was NYX, and at the time I didn't realize just how badly I needed this product. So when it came out, maybe I want to say like 2 years ago, when liquid lipsticks really started becoming a thing, I bought a tube and I tried it, and I said to myself, this is Vaseline in a tube. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me so much of Vaseline that I said to myself, if that's what this is like, then I'll just carry one of those miniature Vaselines with me, and it's going to be basically the same thing. So why do I need a special product? The NYX one is $5 for 0.43 ounces. So I returned it, and I was like, I don't need this then, if that's all it's going to be. So shortly thereafter, e.l.f. came out with one, and I think I did do a video about that and said that I liked it better because it wasn't like Vaseline. However, there is a downside to the e.l.f. one. It's the ingredients that make it up, the formula, that's the word I'm looking for, formula. The formula of it is kind of offensive as far as the smell, the way that it distributes the product. When you put it on your lips and you massage it in, yes, it absolutely will take off any liquid lipstick. But what happens is if you're wearing a bright color, I mean, nudes are popular right now, but if you happen to be wearing a bright color of liquid lipstick, what's going to happen is when you wipe it, it's going to wipe it onto the skin around your lips and stain the skin around your lips. Now, I didn't notice that at first when I first bought the product, but after I had it for a while and I happened to wear a bright color, I found out the hard way. Then I couldn't get the stain from the lipstick off my skin, and here I am out in public, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It was a nightmare. So that product is not my favorite anymore. Well, thank goodness Milani has come out with their version of it. And of the three, this is my favorite because it's not as thick as the next one. So I don't feel like I'm putting straight up Vaseline on my lips. But it's not like the e.l.f. one that kind of smears everything around. When you put this one on, it stays like on your lips. It doesn't migrate. And you can easily take a tissue and wipe it off, and your liquid lipstick that is remaining is gone, but this isn't going to make a mess all over your skin. It does have more of that Vaseline type formula like the NYX one, but it isn't as thick, and the smell is different, and the consistency is a little bit different. The ingredients are different, and this is my favorite out of the three. So I haven't tried every single lip color remover in the world. If you know of any other brands besides these three, let me know. But these are the three that I have tried. This is my favorite out of the three. However, it is the most expensive out of the three as far as what you get price per ounce. But to me, it's worth it because it's such an insignificant difference, and it's such an important product for those of us that wear liquid lipsticks that, to me, it's a big deal. Now, what is the breakdown as far as price versus amount? If you buy the e.l.f. one, it's $3 for 0.35 ounces. If you buy the NYX one, it's $5 for 0.43 ounces. And if you buy the Milani one, it's $7 for 0.42 ounces. So the e.l.f. one is the best in terms of money, ounces per dollar, but if it's going to make a big mess all over your face, then to me, it's not worth it. I didn't really have a lot of options when I bought that one, and unfortunately, I did not use it with a bright colored lipstick before I talked about it on YouTube, and I thought it was like the greatest thing going until that happened. So now I would say, now that I've tried several brands, that the Milani one is the best one. And it comes in this little box, and it has ingredients listed on the box, and that's what they do with the e.l.f. one too, and I think with the NYX one. So once you throw the box away, you will no longer have the ingredient list. However, I am just going to briefly touch upon the difference in the ingredients and what they mean. Anytime you look at a product, it will list the ingredients, and you may not know this, but the first ingredient that they list is the ingredient that is most prevalent in the product. And then they list it in descending order of how much of that is in the product. So I'm not going to tell you every single ingredient that's in every single one of these products. I'm only going to focus on the first two ingredients because that's mainly what is in here and is the majority of the product. So just to briefly compare the three. In the e.l.f. lip color remover, the first ingredient listed is isohexadecane. This is an emollient and solvent, and it is a component of petroleum. The second ingredient is ethyl hexyl palmitate, and I'll get to what that is in just 1 second. In the NYX lip color remover, the first ingredient is ethyl hexyl palmitate. The second ingredient is bis diglycerol polyacylidipate 2. What that is, the second ingredient, is a synthetic substitute for lanolin. And lanolin is, you might want to just Google that because it's pretty disgusting what lanolin is. But this bidicyl glycerol poly blah 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 is the synthetic substitute for that. Okay, and now in the Milani one, the first ingredient is ethyl hexyl palmitate, which is in all three of these. But in the e.l.f. one, it's the second ingredient. In the NYX one and the Milani one, it's the first ingredient. And what that is the fatty acid ester derived from 2-ethylhexanol and palmitic acid. And what I forgot to tell you also is the second ingredient in the Milani one is soybean oil. So of all the words and phrases and ingredients here, the soybean oil is probably the least offensive. So seeing as how that is the second ingredient in the Milani one, that kind of sways me in that direction. However, even if I knew nothing about the ingredients in any of these products, I like the formula and the way it works the best for the Milani. And like I said, it's a little more expensive for what you get, but this isn't something that you'll probably be using every day unless you are somebody who wears liquid lipsticks every day and needs it to throw in your purse for school or work. Because then, you know, you might get into that situation. Unless you want to just wear a liquid lipstick that fades evenly, and then you might be able to get away with reapplying it if it wears off evenly. And I know somebody's going to be like, well, what brands do that? Off the top of my head, I honestly don't know because that isn't my life situation. So I don't even really notice which ones do that. But yeah, so basically the purpose of this video is to let you know that this is my favorite lip color remover so far of the three that I have tried. And I really like it, especially compared to the other two that I've tried so far. So that is it for today, you guys. Oh, I did want to mention, if you saw yesterday's video, my makeup haul video, one of the things that I showed you was Wattles, ColourPop Wattles eyeshadow. And I just wanted to mention that that is what I have on my lids today. And I paired that with ColourPop Flutes in the crease. Matches my sweater. And on my lips, I deliberately looked for something that was somewhat the color of Wattles eyeshadow. And I have on the NYX Lip Lingerie in Push Up. So I sort of went with this shade and this shade as far as trying to coordinate things. So that is it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.